Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting Resort review. Today we're at the Alila Marea Beach Resort in Encinitas, California. It's a Category 7 property within the World of Hyatt program, so it can cost a pretty penny either on points or with cash. Let's see what it's like on the inside, especially because they recently switched over to an adults-only business model. As you can tell from the name, it is located on Marea Beach, and it does have direct beach access to it. I'll share a few of the cons of the beach itself in a few, but you enter straight off of the street. It's not a very big property at all. They definitely designed the building to fit with whatever land they were able to acquire to build this property. There is a $55 a night resort fee that does include a lot of things like e-bike rentals, surfboard rentals, wetsuit rentals, 2 welcome drinks, a couple of other inclusions. So if you do use everything, I feel like you do get a pretty good value for that. You don't pay that on points or as a globalist with World of Hyatt. Small lobby here as we walk through. To the left is going to be the Alila Spa. I'm not going to show you that today. Wasn't able to get access. But we're going to head straight up to the 1-bedroom suite that we were upgraded to today. All the rooms are going to be facing the ocean. It just depends on what floor you're on, how good of a view it's going to be. It is located on a pretty busy highway, or at least very nearby, that you can hear some road noise. And unfortunately, we were able to hear that from the room. There's some construction that'll be done at some point in the future. But overall, it is kind of a luck of the draw of where your room's going to be located. I would recommend trying to get a room as close to the ocean as possible for the best views and the least noise. A little closet as you enter, and then a full minibar with a lot of very unique items that are not included in the room rate. This is also where you'll find the mini fridge, so you can store any leftovers or some waters that maybe you're grabbing for your hikes on the beach. Do have tea as well as a fancy Nespresso machine set up for you. That's all included in the price of paying for the room. If you're not familiar with the Alila brand, Alila is definitely a higher end brand within the World of Hyatt. It's kind of up there with Park Hyatts, a little bit more eco, a little bit more casual elegance, I would say, trying to bring you closer to nature. And I like this brand a lot. We've stayed at them all around the world, including in Ubud in Bali. So I was excited to check out one of the only Alilas within the US. A star of the suite is definitely the bathroom. Double vanity, very oversized, plenty of room for all of your essentials. And then in the shower area, you have the tub and then double shower heads with some sage connected to them. So meant to give you a more relaxing shower. Very cool, very unique feature here at the Alila. And this bathroom can be entered from the entry area or the main bedroom. So it's cool that you can kind of pass through. I love suites that are set up this way. This is definitely an oversized bathroom appropriate for a very large suite like this. Main bedroom, very cool. Got this cool carpeting and kind of a industrial vibe to the suite, like not necessarily unfinished, but definitely like concrete floors and things like that. So it may not be everyone's style. I didn't mind it this trip, but you got robes and slippers in here for you. All of the kind of high-end amenities that you expect from a 5-star hotel are going to be here at the Alila. Definitely felt that while on property. Connecting room in case you wanted to add on an extra bedroom. Little alarm clock there. Television. And then a little table set up here for maybe getting some work done, just enjoying a cup of coffee on the inside. Little book set up to show you what's available at the property as well as around the area. Lots to do around the area. This is close to Carlsbad. Lots of things to do in San Diego as well. As we come out to the balcony here, the patio rather, we do have a fire pit, which is pretty cool, and a huge couch for hanging out. And as you can see, we did receive a room that's on the lowest floor, so we have this public walkway here. Some ocean views for sure, but a lot of views of that highway. And as we head back inside, we'll check out the living room. So that's connected to the main bedroom. We got a couch set up here. To the left there is the entryway to the suite. Small table, as well as another window overlooking the ocean here. One benefit of being on this floor, though, is easy access to the pool area. So you have the pool restaurant in the pocket that we'll check out at the end of this little section, but we'll enter the pool area here and check things out. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this resort did turn itself into an adults-only experience. Kids are still allowed in the restaurants, but they aren't allowed to stay overnight. And I think the big reason is because of this pool area. This is basically a Doritos-sized pool. This is not very big, and I imagine as soon as a few kids in this 130 room property. Showed up at the pool. It just felt overcrowded. Love the oversized hot tub though, and the design of the pool looks really nice. I just don't know why they built it just so small. It's cool that it's right here on the ocean overlooking everything on Marea Beach, and there's a bunch of fire pits to hang out at. So this is going to be very relaxing for the adults that are allowed to stay on the property, but it is no longer family friendly, unfortunately. I did like the thermal experience and the cold plunge that are also located in the pool area, so that's a very unique feature that I loved. Someone was in the cold plunge, so I didn't cover that, but someone was in the cold plunge using it. It's pretty cool. And then they do have these fancy showers for showering off before or after the pool. And then here's a view of the Pocket restaurant. So this is going to be serving the food in the pool area as well as drinks. Open for lunch and dinner. Heading back inside, check out a lot of the art on the property. They do have an Artisan Residence, so you'll see a lot of his artwork right now throughout the property. Imagine they switch this out every so often, but very fitting of the property. Lots of surf culture stuff here. Here's a look at what the hallways look like, and we're staying on the same level. Going to go check out the fitness center. Not a gigantic fitness center and no ocean views, which is a definite bummer here, but it is included in your resort fee. You have full access to this. There's some fancy waters, kind of like electrolyte water that they have in some of the higher end hotels. A lot of people were exercising in there, so I wasn't able to get a full look at the place, but it's not a very big room. Here's a look inside the Vaga restaurant. This is where breakfast is going to be held. It's also the resort's fine dining venue, and there is a bar in the corner that has awesome ocean views and a cool hangout spot, so we'll show you that next. You can access this from the guest rooms or head up the pretty cool stairwell from the main lobby that we were in earlier, and that'll take you to all of the public spaces here. The bar was definitely the busiest place I saw on property, even more so than the pool. Seemed like a very great place to get some work done, meet some people for a nice glass of wine, and watch the sunset. It's perfectly positioned for that, so I think this area is probably my favorite area of the entire resort. And here's a look at the breakfast menu. And as a globalist, the entire breakfast was covered. Again, one of my favorite benefits in the entire world of hotels. If you were curious about the Artisan Residence on property throughout this video, it's Aaron Chang. They have a little display down in the lobby. Off to the side, you might miss it if you weren't looking for it, but cool the hotel itself, actually supports these local artists, which is pretty fun. There is a lot of dedication to event spaces here, and there were a number of different events going on. It's not a very big property, so this was kind of distracting to me. Staying on property, this whole room, giant room, reserved just for corporate events, up the stairs. So it is out of the way, and you probably won't notice if you're not walking by, but to me, I just feel like there could be a little bit more going on at the property. Out in the front of the property, there is this coffee shop. I never was able to access that because I wasn't around this area when it was open. But I do want to note this construction on one of the rail bridges nearby. You can hear this very early in the morning, and I think that's a big negative for this hotel. Hopefully that will be done in, I hope, a few years. Who knows how long construction takes now in California, but that is there, so that does detract from the experience for sure. Parking is $60 per night, but it is fully covered if you're a World of Hyatt globalist staying on points. So just keep that in mind, valet only, no self-parking. Now, when it's time to head to the beach, you just walk down the path that our suite overlooked, and there's a few steps that will take you all the way down to the beach itself. You can rent chairs and umbrellas from the front desk. That's included in your resort fee as well. We'll also get another little look here at the pool area because this area is accessible to the public, technically. I also like how all the rooms have this little towel rack for drying towels or swimsuits out on the balcony. I thought that was a nice touch. So like I said, there is a public beach access right next to the hotel, easily accessible from your room. and you walk down a bunch of steps to get down to Marea Beach. Now, the first thing I'll say is it's really nice that the hotel has such amazing views of the Pacific Ocean. It's one of the prettiest stretches of ocean anywhere. I have seen better beaches, unfortunately. The biggest thing for me is that it's basically all rocks here. There's no sand, and it is quite rough. I imagine surfers really like this, or maybe boogie boarders, but it's not necessarily the most family-friendly beach. But there's now no kids staying at the hotel, so what does it matter? Still, it's not a great spot to hang out as an adult. You really do have to have a pretty cushy mat to sit down on this beach. But the crashing of the ocean wave is very relaxing, of course, and it is probably fun to walk on down, up and down the beach for an early morning walk. So that is the end of my tour of the Alila Marea Beach Resort. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you like these types of videos, if you love resort tours around the world, if you love the world of Hyatt, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. It really helps me out. I'll leave you a few more shots of the beach here and see you on the next video.